Enomy, man.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Long time no see.
Yeah, man, what's been up with you?
Man, I just been trying to wake up my brothers to this truth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're part of the lost 12 tribes of Israel.
What?
We're from the tribe of Judah.
Oh, imagine that.
Judah, the bow shooter, the iron rod ruler. All nations gonna bow down, even Buddha. Wake up Jacob in the mighty men. Bring the forces of the Gentile bring to sin. Let the law go forth out Jerusalem. With the power of the Most High, take the land. 144,000 they all made. Ain't no turning back now, man. We going in.
I was born.
Heavenly Father, I hire you. We thank you, Father, for another Shabbat day. We ask, Father, that your Holy Spirit be upon us. And please, Father, edify this lesson so that we all can learn. We thank you, Father, for everything. We ask, Father, that you please be with our brothers and sisters that are scattered, Father, that truly want to serve you and truly want to make it to the kingdom. In the name of your Son, Yeshua, so be it.
So be it.
I'd like to welcome everybody to another Shabbat day. Last week we touched on about knowing your enemy. And the main enemy is Satan. Right? We all know that. Satan is our adversary. He is your accuser. He is not your friend. This is not a game. I don't care how much he laugh in your face, he is still your enemy. Please understand that. He has children too. Just like our Father has children, he has children. And he is utilizing all those weapons to take you down. Last week I explained about war. In war, it's not always necessarily the person that has the most muscle. It's about the side that got the most information. About intel, meaning intelligence. Satan has done his intelligence on you. He has done his intelligence on the nation of Israel. He knows you. The minute you come out, he's watching that. Watching everything about you, learning you. You cannot fight something that you don't know nothing about. The purpose of this class, this lesson, is so that we can learn our enemy. Learn his tricks, learn his ways, what he's doing, what he's about. Right? I'm going to go over the definition like we went over last week. Enemy is a person who hates or opposes another person and tries to harm that person. Now that's what he's trying to do. That's what his children are trying to do. It does not matter what color they are. Some people will tell you, oh, this black person, we kinfolks. All skin folk, kinfolk. That is not true. Just because somebody is light skinned or whatever, that does not necessarily mean they're your enemy. See, you have to understand something. This is a spiritual battle. We went over this Ephesians. Let's get that scripture. Let me show y'all. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 6. We're going to open up there. Right? So we're going to Ephesians chapter 6 and what they call New Testament. Yes. We're going to Ephesians chapter 6. We're on verse 12. Chapter 6, verse 12. Toward that. Like head toward Revelation.
Right before Philippians. And right before Galatians. Right after Galatians, excuse me.
There you go. Right there, Ephesians. And jump over chapter 6.
They go, I mean, let's finish the word.
Chapter 6. Go to verse 12.
Maybe that's 6 minutes.
Okay, thanks. We're going to start at verse Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, brother.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
Stop right there. We fighting not against flesh and blood. Our ancestors, yeah, they went to war. They used swords, right? They went out there, had to fight, hack down. Battles change all the time. This battle, this war has shifted, it's changing. This is not a battle of flesh and blood no longer, right? Keep going, brother.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Stop right there. You're fighting spirits. And this little verse right here, it brought something to my mind. And I didn't even understand something. But it's principalities. We're going to start at one. What do y'all think principalities is?
Certain standard.
Angels.
High place.
High places.
Angels. These are angels in places, high places. Keep going. Against powers. All types of angels. Is a hierarchy. These are different types of spirits. Against rulers of darkness of this world. Who rules this world, brothers and sisters? Satan rules this world. Satan has soldiers. He has children. See, spiritual wickedness in high places. So it means what? They're up high, looking down, watching you every move. And you best believe if one probably missed something, the other one gonna catch it, and he gonna tell him. And it's like a whole network chain. So you think you may be doing something in your lives, you think nobody ain't watching, somebody watching. You best believe that. And when you answer for everything that you've done, you best believe it's gonna come back up.
I got it, bro. You know,
Right.
I know it.
So how do we battle against spiritual wickedness? Right? We're gonna go back to verse 11.
Verse 11, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wills of the devil.
So Satan got devices that he used. Your flesh, I'm going to tell you right now, ain't going to stand up against spirit. Many of us done had dreams. And you have had something after you in a dream, right? And let's say you came face to face with this thing. And you grabbed it with your hands. And you notice you won't have no power at all against that thing. I don't care what type of weapon you may have in the dream. You swing it hard as you can. And ain't nothing happening. And that thing is right there. Why is that? You're fighting spirits. Your flesh means absolutely nothing to them. It is a joke to them. If your spirit is weak, they will overcome you. You cannot put on the full armor. You do not stay in His word. They will take you down. Please understand that. Let's go to verses 13.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth.
With truth. Stop right there with truth. What is truth?
Word.
The word. Stay in this word.
Scriptures.
Stay in the book. Can I fight them with your own words? Brothers and sisters, you've been fighting demons your entire life. You've been coming up against demons your entire life. We all done ran into belligerent people. People they want to say are bipolar, got all these ailments and stuff. They talk major trash against you. And then you get in your flesh and you talk trash against them, and it's like they smiling at you. You the one worked up, been out of shape, mad. They going about their life. You mad. They done got you into a place you don't want to be. You done jumped on them. You done physically, now you in jail. They insulted me. You going to jail. Do y'all see that? That's right. This is a real fight we in. Again, this is not about your flesh. You stay in truth. You fight with the word. You fight with our Father's word. His word is what? Sharpening a two-edged sword. We have, the only way to utilize this weapon, you have to be in it daily. That's how you fight back. Keep going. Verse 15, brother.
I went to 14 yet.
14? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we started at truth. It said having breastplate of righteousness.
So it's having the breastplate of righteousness. He got pulled on that.
Wait, we went to verse 18?
No,
verse 15.
Yep.
To verse 15?
I'll repeat 14 if you want.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
No, I didn't need. Okay.
No, we don't need it.
It's time.
Okay.
stand for the
They stand
stand.
for that. Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, they ain't know. They ain't know.
No, so let them interrupt us that way we can keep going.
They ain't gonna interrupt me. Pause. We're gonna pause the lesson real quick.
118, verse 42.
142.
Psalm?
Song.
Mine only go to 29. 18?
119.
119. Okay then. As I say. That's why I say I thought it was Psalm 119.
No, when she said 142, you know 119 go all the way.
Yeah. I know that's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one. So yeah.
Yeah, 119 and 142.
It's all good. I ain't made a perfect one yet.
That one.
Go ahead, sister.
Verses, if you drop down to 151, at the same chapter, book of chapter, it says, Thou art near, O Ahia, and all thy commandments are
True.
Right.
Deep.
Spirit and truth.
and spirit and truth. And the last one was 2 John
Hold on for a minute, sister.
chapter 6,
My brother.
verse 6. And it says,
How you doing, sir?
and this is love, that we walk after his
All right.
commandments. This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and that I am. Gotta get it right.
So when people speak about love and they say, well, the truth, and I always say, what is the truth? What is love? It's keeping the law.
Well, I pray that you understand what I want to do. Cut it out.
That's love.
That's right. That's right.
It's not hard. Spirit of truth, you don't get these laws that you can't fight. I don't know what scripture. That was one of the reasons that scripture.
All right. Let's get back on the lesson. Okay. Everything on. We was on Ephesians 6, and we started at verses 12, and we read down, and we discussed what was like principalities, powers, rulers, darkness in this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. We went over that, right? And we asked, like, how can you fight against such beings? You know, we have to put on the full armor of a higher. And how we do that? We stay in the Word. Right? Because nothing you can do in the flesh to fight these things. You can try. You can get nowhere. You can get tore up. You know, we all got tore up. You done tried. Right? You ever seen one of us here that got tore up?
You be toast.
Toast. Toast. Right? So again, today's topic is about knowing your enemy. Knowing your enemy. See.
Sorry, real quick. For an example of what you were saying, how we know that we are fighting the spirits and not the flesh. It was a dream that I had, right quick, and I was fighting somebody, right? And physically fighting, but the person kept coming at me. You know, I was giving the person every punch, every blow that I had.
Right.
And the spirit was still coming. So I'm like, what in the world? Mind you, I'm you know, backing up, throwing punches, and the person steady trying to reach out to grab me. And that's how I knew, you know, when I woke up, I'm like, man. And when I finally hit the person with my last blow, it sounded like real loud, and that person stopped. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh, snap, I ain't too hard. Did I do? You know, and as I started to walk up to the person, they was trying to get me. They was trying to get me because I dropped my guard. And then I woke up, and I knew that there was not no, that wasn't no person.
Spirit.
That was a spirit. It don't matter how hard you try to fight a spirit with your flesh. They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming because it's not about
The flesh.
It ain't about your flesh. Yeah.
But brother always speak to, on the same, brother always speak. He tell me all the time, bro, you fighting with the scriptures. That's it. And you're right. And it's so right. You can't try to talk to somebody that's so in their flesh and be able to have a rise above them without calling them scriptures. That's why he say meditate on me day and night. Not part of the time. Not when you're in trouble. Meditate on me day and night.
Right. Now, all right. Satan the devil.
Yeah, you know him?
Satan the devil. That is our adversary.
But he's
Right. He is your accuser. He
Yeah.
will accuse you.
Yeah.
Let's take a close look at Job.
I'll tell you
We
what,
was on Job last week. We're going to go to Job. All right. So like that, we're going to start in Job chapter 1.
And then if you can make it, brother, please make it. But I love to see it, man.
Job 1.
Okay. I love to see those too.
Last week we went over this. We're all familiar with the story of Job, right? Job was a right man, righteous, right? He did what he was supposed to do. There are key things that happen in this story in Job. And we, like again, we touched over last week, and we touched over again, right?
Job chapter what now?
Job chapter 1. We're going to start at verse 1. Right? So it's 22 verses in Job chapter 1. There's key points that come out in this chapter. This happens all the time. You may not be aware. So, put up here. You hear it now, sis? Okay, great. Okay, move over. All right, we're on Job chapter 1. We're gonna start at we're gonna do a touch up. We're gonna start at verse 6. We're gonna just do a quick touch up because we can go through everything. We'll burn the time. So we're gonna start at verse 6, right?
Indeed. Job chapter 1, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, Doeth Job fear Yahweh for naught?
Start right there. So Job already telling him, yeah, I know Job. He says, why does he fear you? That's the question. Why does Job really fear you? Right? Keep going.
Has not thou made a hedge about him?
Start right there. A hedge was put around Job, meaning protection.
That's right.
He let him know, I can't touch him. He got a hedge around him. It's key points in scriptures. And like I brought out last week, you know how many demons pass by you daily, watching you, know you, keeping intel on you. This is how much water they drunk today. So many times they went to the bathroom. This is what he said to her. This was really what she was thinking. They do intel on you. You best believe that. They know you. Before the this real truth. How many of y'all knew that?
So they even know your thoughts.
Yes. No, they know you. You best believe that. You may think in your mind, ain't nobody paying attention.
Well, I thought your mind is like your soul, basically.
But they know it. You go to sleep, don't you?
Yes.
You're interacting with the spirit world. See, a lot of people don't realize that. In the physical, you may not act out something in your dream. The real you won't act it out. We've all done stuff in our dreams. You'll act it out. And you best believe they're watching. See, this is why you have to know your enemy. You must know your enemy. You cannot fight your enemy if you do not know them. Right? Keep going, brother.
Start at 10 again. Has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
See? So Satan telling him right there, he only fear you because you gave him all this stuff and you protected him. Everything he touched with his hands, you bless him. Like, I can't touch him. You protecting him. Now, see, this is the question that's going to be brought up. Go ahead.
But put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
See? He said, pretty much take everything from him and watch him curse you to your face. He only fear you because you're giving him stuff. He only love you because you're giving him stuff. Take all it from him and watch what he really do to you. Now, I'm going to ask y'all, if y'all stuff just abruptly got snatched from y'all, would you still love the Father?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Well, he said now.
Easy to say.
He said,
It's easy to say, brothers and sisters, till it happen. I know we all went through some stuff.
Took away from me so many times.
I know that's right.
I don't know what I can't say if I do or not because I've never been in that situation. So,
like I said, none of us ain't went through what Job went through.
Yeah.
Job went through some stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch base on that too. Keep going, brother.
It says, and Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went from the presence of Yahweh.
So our Father said, okay, everything he has is in your hand. Just don't kill him. Just don't take his life. He in your hands to do whatever.
He couldn't kill him.
He couldn't kill him.
He couldn't kill him.
but he could have messed them up.
He did everything except kill him.
But see, the Father, he had to get permission first.
That's right.
Exactly.
See, that's what you got to understand. Satan got to get permission first.
There's one saying, like you say, like back then, when you just said in verse 11, when you spoke of, have you asked everybody, has they ever been through the thing? The thing of it is, your words got power. You speak stuff like, man, I ain't gonna make it. Man, I ain't, this ain't something bad gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? Because these words are power. These words are spirit and truth. So when you speak negative upon your life, and we say complain not, complain not. If you complain, now you open that door. Because he says, just like the two thieves on the cross. Same way, when he looked over and said, remember me, Yeshua. He says, as of this day, you will be with me in paradise. His faith was whole. He was strong. He believed.
So
he ain't complained. What the other one did? He says, so if you're the one to call Messiah, get down off this cross. So it's what you perceive. I'm going to cut you off, but I'm just saying this is how you believe. It's your belief. Not complaining. Because when you complain, you get attacked. Now you open the door. Like he said for Job. He couldn't do nothing to Job because the Father had his hand on him. But for us, we had a new covenant made. You get me? His word. Right or wrong? Okay. Carry on, brother. Number 12. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger to Job and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. They have slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of Yahweh is fallen from heaven. Wow. And has burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Now, I want y'all to understand how incredible this stuff is going on. Not incredible, not in a good way, but just how outrageous that is. Lightning falling from the sky, killing up stuff, your things getting stolen, and you asking like, what I done? But you don't even have a chance to think, because as soon as your servant leave, another servant coming in and telling you this done happened. See, keep going.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away. And slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Then Jacob arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped, and said, naked came I out of my brother's womb, and naked, my mother's womb, my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh has taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged Yahweh foolishly.
Now see, one thing about Job, just like brother brought out earlier, he didn't let his tongue get away from him with that. He didn't talk negatively against the Father. He still blessed the Father. He still kept going. Now this was some horrendous stuff that happened to him. He lost his children. He lost his cattle. He lost everything. You went from rich to poor in seconds, minutes. You went poor. You had nothing left. Right? Job did not know it was a Satan. You have to realize that. He didn't know it was a Satan out there. Right? Let's go down to chapter 2. Right?
First one, brother. Again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered Yahweh and said, skin for skin. Ye all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thy hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Stop right there. So now it wasn't enough that Satan was able to take all his stuff. Now he's like, let me curse him with plagues, sickness. Right? Now let's see what he do. Because a man pretty much, how you say it? He'll give up everything just to save his life. So now touch his life. Grab him. Now see what he do. See? Go, keep on, brother.
I'm going to go 5 again. But put forth thy hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is thy hand. He is in thy hand, but save his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh and smote Job with sore boils, from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse Yahweh and die.
Now hold on now. Again, let's recap again. Job lost his children. Job poor. Now he's sick. Now his wife, flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone, talking against him now.
But what's the reason why she doing that?
Why is she doing that? Think about it.
Maybe she got spiritual.
It don't matter though. Think about this. Your wife, your best friend, now is telling you in your ear to do what?
Curse the father.
Curse the father. That's death.
Curse Yahweh and die.
He had uttered that out of his mouth, he's dead. He ain't had nothing left. He's sick. Man dying. Everything's gone from him. Now his best friend coming to him telling him, you still, why you want to curse God and die? Think about that.
You understand that's like, for example, he had to get everybody to go against him. From his friends, his neighbors. He gonna speak that up and read his whole book. His wife had to do it. She did to help him get afflicted to make him curse Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So therefore he had to get beat up from people also. So he said that the people talk about him, they got bywords, and he had 3 friends to come. He said, what kind of comforters are y'all? When they came to try to comfort him, they didn't kind of comfort, they kind of beat him down. So the wife played part in that, beating him down. But you know, one thing that nobody's paying attention to. One thing I'm going to bring it up. Satan following the highest commandments.
Of course.
He follows commandments to the T. We can't follow his commandments, but Satan can follow commandments.
Well, you got to realize this is the spirit, too.
You gotta understand what I'm saying is that Satan's following commands also in this topic. He following every commandment to the drop. Then he going back to a higher. Say, you do this, and he gonna curse you, this and that. So Satan's following his commands also. Why can't we follow his commands?
Can I be input on that, brother?
I got a question. My question is, the statement that Satan didn't know, I'm saying that Job did not know Satan exists. Where did you get that from? Because most of these people that read him, the Most High, know that is the opposition against his will. I don't understand how to say that.
Well,
you gotta realize what happened is Job didn't understand that Ahai was doing it to him, right? So he didn't even want to give Satan credit at all. So therefore he didn't have in his mind that Satan was doing that to him. He automatically felt Ahai was doing it. He didn't know why. So his mind state, he didn't think that Satan, was going to have that power after him. He was following the law, statutes, commandments. Job knew for his heart. He was following all commandments. He know he was following commandments. He said, I eat more higher food than table food. So he like, this, this can't be, I'm reading scripture. I'm not wondering why this is happening to me. So he didn't even think before it was Satan. Yeah. He looked at, this is done to me, and I don't understand why. That's why I need a mediator to go to a higher for me, which is Yeshua. So therefore he didn't think Satan at all. And that's why I think you're saying that.
That's the difference of thinking as him and not knowing him at all. Because if there is a true Bahai, you know there is opposition against him. And also that he was walking in faith that even if he did not think or speak, in which he did not do, that Satan was causing this disaster in his life. He knew that his faith was so powerful, so he definitely was following the commandments and loving the Most High to the T, that no matter what come my way, I'm still going to trust and believe in him. Still when he slay me, I'll still trust him, I'll still praise him. So I wouldn't think that he did not know. I think that he just showed us exactly how you have to walk. You have to believe the Most High with everything in you, regardless of what comes your way, regardless of what disaster hits you, regardless of what is taken from you. As long as you're standing on the truth in his word, nobody else could touch you. So I'm not really saying whether he knew that the Most High was allowing this to be so. I'm not saying he did not know that. I just truly believe that he felt like no matter what came his way in the negative, because we as human beings, even though we're learning the process of things that happen, could not happen to us that was negative unless how you allow it to be so. I think that even before we came to the true knowledge or understanding in that we all cringed and cried and whatever. But a lot of us still prayed through our adversity that was happening in our life. But I think Job was just the epitome of faith, just the strength, just like regardless. He wasn't going to give Satan no kind of glory, no kind of accolades, either avenging him. He just knew his belief was in the Father, and that was so great.
All praise, sister. Like I said, that basically what you're saying, basically the same thing I'm talking about. Because when Job 1:21 says, "Naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked I shall return thither." And Ahai gave, and the Lord, he said, and Ahai takes away. Blessed be his name. So I realize Job know no matter what, even if Satan exists or didn't exist, he know that he got to accept all of this because he know the scriptures, he know his word, he know the Savior, like the Father said, he give it, he take it away. So he giving all honor to the Most High. Like you say, Job was written for all of our understanding and learning, because none of us cannot take this punishment, this whatever Job went through. You know, so the book of Job is for everybody. When we go through it, to know that in the latter end, that He gonna bless us, our Father gonna bless us. So like I said, Job never brought up Satan at all in this whole book of Job. He kept going to the Most High. The Most High gives, He take away. Bless His name. Bless His name. Through it all, He got beat down.
Definitely, I truly understand that. But I'm just like the statement that he did not know, like Satan existed. That was something that I could not understand. I don't understand exactly what, you know, it's just I understand going across.
That's what she said. She said, I know he knows he had to exist, but he did not mention him.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I will put it. He didn't mention him, but like I say, not knowing him. I mean, we all from the beginning from Genesis. Job know Torah, right? If Job know Torah, he know that there was a Satan, right? Because that's Genesis. That's in Genesis. Satan came, he deceived the woman and Adam in the beginning. So Job knew Torah, right? So he knew Satan. He knew Satan.
That was what I was saying.
Okay, all right, all right.
I get what she said.
Okay. Yeah, Job knew Torah, so he knew Satan from Genesis.
Blood brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He knew Torah. He knows they have 5 books. Then.
You realize Enoch, they had Enoch before.
Yeah, Enoch before that.
That's right.
Enoch clarified a lot of stuff. And also Joshua.
And Job said, I ate more higher food than table food. So that's right. So again,
and Joshua had it too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? With Judah, 12 patriarchs.
That's right. So
he on forth. And even in Job, where he talks about in the beginning of the tutorial, speaking about that one book, it says Job is perhaps the earliest book of the Bible, set in the period of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Joseph. It tells the story of a man who loses everything, his wealth, his family, his health, and wrestles with the question, why? But he never put in utterance or gave the devil no foothold in his life. That's the principle. That's the principle that came. He never gave him authority, because you know we gotta watch what you say.
So you realize the word shoe evil, he is shoe evil, so therefore he's not gonna give credit, Satan no credit at all. He gave it to the Father. He said, how you give it to how you take away, blessed be his name. Like
Go to 16, he says, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of Yahweh is fallen. He didn't even give the credit, they acknowledge the devil, period. He says, the fire of Yahweh is fallen from heaven and has burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. He talked to the Father, right? Am I right or wrong? Correct me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, I mean, just going on. I put it in 17, he did the same thing. It just was.
That's good. So that's great. That's great.
Wow. Sleep, sister, nice. That's awesome, sister. Make you well. I said that was awesome. Man. It sure enough open your eyes, your head. It opens it. Knowledge. Okay, brother, you want me? Yeah, 10. And 10. And 9. It's 9, brother. And 2.
You said 2 and 10.
It's 2 and 10.
Look, you already said about his wife.
Yep, 2 and 10. It says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh? And shall we not receive evil in all this? Did not Job sin with his lips? Wow. There we go. Now when Job's 3 friends heard all this evil that was come upon him, they came everyone from his own place. Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shuhite, and the Zophar, the Namathite, they had made an opponent together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept. And they rent everyone his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great.
The whole purpose of this is that you need to understand your enemy. What are some of the ways Satan come at people? May I ask that? Greed. Blood.
In your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you're weak.
Yep. Second definition, enemy is a person who feels hatred for or fosters harmful desires against or engages in hateful activities towards that person. In other words, an adversary or an opponent, an armed foe. Right? The name Beelzebub. I heard of that name before, right?
Beelzebub.
Mm-hmm. There's different ways to pronounce it. Prince of Devils, or Baal, Zebal. That Baal name comes up in there too. So we know the word Satan means adversary, accuser, right? One who resists. Devil can also, or diablos, Greek, means deceiver. That word devil can also be applied to people, not just Satan. It's people that's deceivers, right? It means someone or something evil, hurtful, or wicked, right?
So that's where that Diablo comes from.
Mm-hmm. Greek. Yeah, Greek.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Let's go on to nag. The nag mind. Right? First, we're going to go to 1 Peter, right? Everybody turn to Peter.
Let me get you yours, brother. Mine in trouble.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to 1 Peter first. 1 Peter 5 and 8.
First Peter 5 and 8.
First Peter 5 and 8.
I'm now.
First Peter 5 and 8, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So First Peter. KJ. First Peter 5.
5 and 8.
What's this? No, I'm going to start there. Y'all saw the other says.
Ah, okay.
First Peter.
You got to say First Peter 5 and 8.
5, yeah. Chapter 5. We're going to go down to verse 8.
Okay, but as 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Tongue just no doubt. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Whom he may devour. Just like we read in Job. He goes, what? 2 and 4 in the earth, up and down, looking. What the scripture we just read says, it says, be sober. Can't be out here drunk on false doctrine. Stuff in the world. Right? So what's going to happen to you? He's going to devour you. We're going to go over some of the stuff that he can do. Right? That we have to watch out for.
The things that he can do.
What's up?
I'm just wondering.
Right, go on. Let's read the first segment, brother, where it says, we are like fish that may be caught in nets. This is the nag. Nag. This is the nag commodity, page 386. Right?
We're reading, we are like fish that may be caught in nets. This is why we do not fall asleep and forget about the nets hidden from view.
Stop right there. Nets hidden from view means what? Traps. That's why we got to be sober. Those traps out there. Keep going, brother.
That are lying in place to catch us. For if we are caught in a single net, it will swallow us down within it, and water will wash over us and splash into our faces. and we shall be pulled down into the dragnet. We shall not be able to come up from the deep, because the water is high above us, flowing down from above, making our hearts sink down in filthy mud. We shall not be able to get away from them.
What it's saying is that when you get caught up in let's say, worldly, I was going to find a word, but you get caught up in the things of this world, the temptations of this world. These are nets and stuff that Satan and his children are setting for you. You get caught in it, it's going to drag you down. You get pulled down so much down into the darkness, that filth that we just read about, that filthy mud, the darkness, you ain't coming back up from it. You get so far out there, you ain't no coming back. See what I'm saying? Let's turn to Mark 1, chapter 1, 12 through 12 and 13. So that's Mark chapter 1, 12 and 13.
I down top of that, you probably don't want to come back. Once you pulled in, you probably don't want to come back.
Well, you can get too far out there and into that world and all that.
Yeah, you probably don't even want to come back at that time, at that point.
Well, just like Shai said, if you put your hands to the plow and you turn from it and go into your old way, you know, you're not suited for the kingdom. So once you leave that life behind and put your hands to the plow to start to work, yeah.
John 2:15.
Okay. Mark chapter 1.
And Mark 1, 12 through 13. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Any personal things that you can give me. Okay. Mark 1, verse 12. And immediately the Spirit driveth him into the wilderness. And he was there in the wilderness 40 days, tempted of Satan, and was with the wild beasts, and the angels ministered unto him.
This little part right here, this is about Yeshua being in the wilderness, right? This is a part where Satan went out to tempt him. If Yeshua can get tempted, we can get tempted as well. Right?
So was he tempted?
Yeah, he was tempted. He tempted him. We're gonna go into more detail in more scriptures about that too, right? Let's get Luke 4. Luke chapter 4. We'll go into more detail about that. Right? Luke chapter 4. Sis, you got something?
Do you mind reading that again?
I don't mind. At all, sister. Anytime. Yes. Okay. And immediately this, Mark 1, verse 12 and 13. And immediately the Spirit driveth him into the wilderness. And he was there in the wilderness 40 days, tempted of Satan, and was with the wild beasts, and the angels ministered unto him.
That's it? Good. Okay. All right. Now we're going to Luke chapter 4, 1 through 13. We're going to get a better understanding of this, brother.
Okay, it may be a silly question, but which angels?
Which angels? They came to minister to him?
Yeah.
Well, this part right here was, think about it, after Satan left, right?
Right.
It said angels, he left, so angels came to minister to him. So, you know, they had to come from
I
the Father.
didn't catch that.
Okay.
So I didn't know if it was the angels that the other guy.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Satan and the angel will minister to how you say.
Because remember, like, we're going to go over that part too, because remember, whenever they see him, they get afraid. See? So, trust me, we're going to go to Luke chapter 4, 1 through 13. Right?
I'll tell you they came there in Matthew.
Well, I just never thought that,
Matthew 4.
him being the son of the highest, that the angels would minister to him.
Yeah, but think about it, he's in the flesh.
Yeah.
See? So, think about it, flesh do get weak.
Yeah.
See? So, and one thing I've learned about Yeshua, he lived like a fasted lifestyle. You ever notice that? He was always fasting. See? And that's another thing to keep your spirit strong.
You gotta realize what he did everything he did was for our sake. So they can't administer him not for his sake, for our sake. Therefore, whoever we really believe we get strength, all of us right now got our own personal angels that ride with us every day. So therefore, they're administering to us right now. And they come and try to talk to us and give word to us, just not give understanding, correct us while we're out and protect us. It's up to us to listen to that voice, listen to the angels that's provided for us alone. So that's for everything he did. Those angels came for our sake, not for his sake.
Yeah.
All right. It had to be that.
Wait, I got a question. What was that? Mark
1, 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
So when it said that Mark 1, 12, when it said, and the angels ministered unto him, was that talking about in the flesh?
When the angels came?
Yeah, like if the Messiah.
Remember, angels depends on whatever activity they have to do. Yeah, they can take on different forms. So they can come to you and talk to you in the flesh, or sometimes they can.
Because I was just thinking about what you said. We have angels. They come and minister to us. It can be in the flesh. People just come, random people. So that's why I was asking, like, when once the devil flee from him, and the angels came and ministered unto him.
You mean like how did they do it?
Well, it's also spiritual. Think about it. You get real mad at somebody. You're real mad. You go around down, you thinking bad stuff, this and that. The voice always come to you and tell you, sister, that ain't work. Why are you doing that? Why are you thinking that? That's not right. That's not command or statute. It's not whatever. So now he's ministering to you the spirit also. But also, like you said, you can have an actual person come talk to you also. So he comes to you depending on what our Father wants to send him, because therefore it's a message from the Father. Come to these people.
Sis, you got something?
Yes, I do. It is with Elder Moore is correct, because when it's stated that the angels came and ministered to him, and just like I heard like he goes going through stuff, sometimes one of our brothers and sisters come and minister us, those angels came to help us. So when you come and minister someone, you're coming to help. So that was basically what the angels did. They came to help him. Yeah, because he was being tested. You know, he did just up in 12 went through the test. You know, and the spirit that drove him, you know, was like sometimes we get impelled to do something, or forced by a spirit to do something, or urge someone to do something. So that what 12 was doing was urging him and like,
he was tempting him.
And even I heard one of the brothers when they said just like he was tempted on the took him up to the high pinnacle, to the mount, to the highest. I just always say mountain, but you know what I mean. And we're saying, you know, if you bow down to me, you know, you can have this, you can have that. So, and like I heard, our state, you know, we always will be tempted. Don't let go out past it. But one thing about a higher is not going to tempt us, but he will allow us to be tested. So that was the same thing that was happening to Ashai. He was getting his test, and also we all know he passed the test. And then so what happened was the angels came and ministered to him. He came to help them. So a lot of times when we're going through different tests, we definitely need to hear from the angels of Ashai to help us, to minister us, to lead us in the right direction, that we don't, fall into our flesh.
All right. Go ahead, brother. So we're in Luke chapter 4, 1 through 13.
Luke 4, verse 1. And Yeshua being full. Oh, everybody has it?
I got that.
Luke 4, verse 1. Luke 4, verse 1. And Yeshua, being full of the Holy Ghost, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, If thou be the son of Yahweh, command this stone that it be made bread. And Yeshua answered him, saying, It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of Yahweh. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, shewed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I give it. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. And Yeshua answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship Yahweh, Asher Ahia, and him only shalt thou serve. And he brought him to Jerusalem, and set him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, If thou be the son of Yahweh, cast thyself down from hence. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Yeshua answering and said unto him, It is said, Thou shalt not tempt Ahia, Asher Ahia. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season.
Stop right there. Now, let's closely examine this segment that we read, right? Now, we know that Yeshua was tempted, right? Satan came to him and tempted him. What did Yeshua do? He resisted, right? But how did he resist?
Speaking the word.
He stayed in the word. He stayed in the word fighting Satan. One thing we can learn, too, what did Satan do? Satan stayed in the word, too. Y'all see that? He tried to use the word against you. This will happen to you in the field. Best believe demons know scriptures. And they will cut you with scriptures if they can, too. Yeah, they'll use this word against you. How you fight them, you don't stay in your flesh. Stay out your flesh. You get in your flesh, you get in your emotions, they won. You around that mad, we see our brothers cussing and carrying on. They in their flesh. You don't have to curse. Our Father's word is sharper than a two-edged sword. You don't have to get in your flesh. But I want y'all to notice something too. Again, with fasting. That's how you resist. You get your spirit in control. Once your spirit in control, it can help fight off your flesh. Because your flesh has this animal nature. That's all of us. Your flesh wants what it wants. We can all sit and try to pretend that our flesh wants what it wants. And it is enemy against our Father.
So like, so it's like materials and stuff.
Think about it. Can you take that to the kingdom with you?
No.
You can't. None of us can. We can't take none of this stuff we've accumulated in this world with us when we go into the kingdom. See? But Satan will use that. Let's go back up to...
He use food and everything.
Use food and everything. This is very true. Let's go up to... verse 5, right?
Verse 5, brother? Luke 4. It says, And the devil taking him up into a high mountain, shewed unto him all the kingdoms
of the world.
In a moment of time.
A moment of time. All the kingdoms. And what he told him, go down to verse 6, please.
And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it.
So he's telling you,
I give it.
I'm going to give you all of this. Everything, power, glory, everything. All you got to do is worship me. Now, we done seen some of our brothers and sisters, they done did this.
Yeah, but what?
Think about it. People you see on TV. How they got millions and millions of dollars? How you an Israelite and you got millions of dollars and you on TV? These curses should be eating you alive. But you on TV, dancing it up, singing. You doing it up, boy. How you did that? You got that from somebody.
Marvel natural talent.
You can have natural talent all you want. There's a lot of Israelites got talent come from Ahia. But who rules this world?
See?
So you got to go to him. See? You have all the talent you want. You ain't serving him, you ain't getting nothing. Go back to verse 6.
Verse 6.
And I want you to read that.
Okay, and the devil said unto him, all this power will I give to thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me. To whosoever I will, I give it.
See that? Whomever I will give it. You see that?
Yes, I see it.
He's telling you right there. You see them all the time. We've been seeing them all the time.
Yeah, also in verse 6, he's saying that he has control over the world. He said that.
That's right.
For that is delivered unto me.
Mm-hmm.
In verse 6, so he's saying that the Most High gave him the power of, the world. Yeah.
Let's start right there. I'm going to say this at the same time, coming out of Matthew 11, and the same thing, like I'm just going with what you were saying, brother, that the devil has to go to the Father.
Yeah.
He has to go to the Father. And that's why when people try to say the old Yeshaya, this is what we're speaking about. Some people just disregard and don't believe, like JWs. Just think it's just one person. Am I right or wrong? Well, Yeshaya, so we're saying believing the coming of him. Anyway, let me just check this out. From out of him, you look at that time, Yeshaya answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Yahweh of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them to babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. As you said, delivered. He says, all things are delivered unto me of my Father. Same thing you say delivered in, where we at? What verse you just read? Luke 6. Luke in 6, he says, and the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me.
Then I got a piece up on that, Job 9:24. It says,
it's Matthew 11, verse 26.
Now the devil claimed that he had power of the world, right? Job 9:24 says, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. They cover the face of the judges thereof. Not word or who is he? So realize the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So therefore now you're going to man. So now you got authority, you got these rich, you got these president, you got the police, you got all this. The earth is given to their hand. This is their world. You know what I'm saying? They're going to rule over us. They're going to have power. They're going to access the same thing. You bow down to me, all this will be yours. And you get supervisor manager, say you bow down to me, I give you another position. Now, if you bow down to me, you want this car, you got this car. So now the world becomes man, and those end up those men that run the world. And that's what the scripture will go by. He said the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. That's Job 9:24.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right. Back to the nag. We're going to go to the next segment. Brother, it says, we shall be consumed by man-eaters. Right? So now, before we hit that, remember we just read in 1 Peter 5:8, it says what? Satan is like a what? Roaring lion, seeking to devour, right? And we just learned that he throw down traps, snares to catch you. Right? Keep going, brother. Next segment.
I got you. It says, in the Nag Hammadi scriptures. Page 386. We shall be consumed by man-eaters.
Wait, never mind. There's no scripture in there for me to read with, so. Yeah.
What's that? You got a scripture?
No, I was saying there's nothing for me to read.
No, listen. Pay attention. Listen.
You ready, brother?
Yeah.
We shall be consumed by man-eaters. Man-eaters will grab us and consume us, and they will enjoy themselves like a fisherman who is casting a hook and line into the water. For a fisherman.
Now check this out. What it says. Step back over, brother, and go real slow.
Okay. Man-eaters will grab us and consume us.
And they what?
And they will enjoy themselves like a fisherman who is casting a hook and line into the water.
Think about it. You see that? Do you see that? Now think about it. When he done got a hold to you, or he gonna have his way with you. When them demons get in your body, they having their way with you. You will look very foolish out there.
What? What do you say? So you see you look very foolish out there. If a demon comes in you and they get their way.
Yeah. Think about it. Once you get in your flesh, you start acting out. When somebody see you from a distance, they're going to look at you like, man, what in the world's wrong with him? Now, the world going to love you. Some people in the world going to love it.
Because I saw this one guy, I was walking by, he was dancing in the middle of the gas station. His ass. No, never mind.
Keep going, brother.
Okay. For a fisherman casts different kinds of bait into the water because each kind of fish has its own food.
Now, this part right here, breaking it down. For a fisherman casts different kinds of bait into the water, right? Because he's trying to catch a special type of fish. Now, we are considered fish, right? And Satan trying to catch us, right? We all got different things that tempt us. All of us got our different types of temptations. So that's why he's using a different type of bait to catch you, right? Keep going, brother.
It says, the fish smells the food and swims after the fragrance of the food. But when it bites into the bait, the hook hidden within snares it and draws it up by force from the deep water.
See that? He catch you. He used that type of bait. You don't see that hook in that bait. You after it because it's pleasurable, right? You think, oh, I ain't hurt nobody. But then it done hooked you. Before you know it, he reeling you in. There's more to it about the deep water, right? Keep going, brother.
Nobody can catch that fish down in the deep water.
Nobody can catch that fish in the deep water. What is deep water, brothers and sisters?
Deep in the word.
Deep in the word. You deep in the word. You stay buried. You stay submerged in your Father's word. You stay in it. So you can't get tempted. Can't get caught. He said nobody can catch the fish down in the deep water. Keep going, brother.
Unless a fisherman finds a way to trap it.
So he hunting. What he do? To and fro in the earth, up and down. He doing his intel. What can I do to catch that fish? How am I gonna catch it? Keep going.
By tricking the fish with food, the fisherman has caught the fish on the hook.
What type of food?
Use our Father's word against you. We're going to use our Father's food, which is the word. This is food, so we're going to feed you the word. Like he said, he said, it is written. He's going to tell you scripture. He's going to feed you food too. And you're going to take that food in. Rather, here's the way the devil going to deceive you, or the way this word going to bless you with understanding the knowledge of the Bible. Like I said, I got a precept about that too. Revelations 12 and 17. Now we know the dragon is the devil, right? Revelation 12, 14, 17.
So wait, Uncle, since you said that that the angels and stuff, they know everything about you. Is there such thing as a secret thing?
It's a secret?
I mean, is there such thing as a secret since the angels know everything about you? Is there such thing as a secret?
Oh, you got secrets?
No, I was saying.
Think about this as spiritual battle, right? Spiritual battle, brother, you ain't got no secret. Nobody's room got no secrets from the higher than them devils. They know you. This is a spiritual. Ephesians 6 and 10 tell you that this is a spiritual battle. These demons got power. They have powers. Our angels that protect us. These demons got power too. They have to go to the Father to ask Him, can they release that to you? They know everything about you. A lot of them know you before you was born. So how you got to see what they know before you were coming? They know how you gonna end up. We the one don't know. Yeah, bro.